Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to another figure review. As I mentioned in my Good Smile figure review video for 2024, I had my girl Mirko, and here she is. It's a very big figure, so just kind of going over, the box is very beautiful, for sure. And I like how they very much show the character to the fullest, at least in the images, for sure. So this is like kind of the second scale or just kind of statue that I do. First one being a Mirko as well, so kind of funny that it works out that way. But I just think the packaging looks absolutely amazing for this figure. Again, it's a very big figure, but that will be bigger one day. So if I can get this in the center. Okay, my recording space is not really the biggest, so apologies about that. But besides that, how about we get her out and see what we got? Let's see. Alright, so here we have Mirko in all of her wonderful glory. So first thing I have to say is that she looks amazing. Absolutely spectacular. Now, in terms of detail, she has a lot more than the previous Mirko that we looked at. Like, just even comparing them together is absolutely insane. You can see how much more clear detail there is on the ARTFX figure, especially on like the base. I am surprised that they are able to get away with this type of base and still get such a wonderful pose. In terms of like action, it's just amazing. So I'm actually gonna grab you guys to get a closer look at this figure. You can see a little bit of my table. My workspace is not the greatest. So just getting a closer look, like even the paint job is absolutely wonderful. The stone is very well sculpted. There's a lot of crevices and just edges inside of just the rubble. And then just even looking at the figure and the paint job is absolutely insane. Especially the face. Once it comes back around, we'll look at the face again. So one thing I really like, well, I'm blocking the light a lot. One thing I really like is the hair. The color of the hair is very white, which could not be said the same. I could not say the same about the last figure. But again, look at that face. And granted, this is an expensive figure, so it should have a lot of detail, but I did not expect this good of detail. So just even wonderful. All the wonderful angles for this figure. Absolutely perfect. Like, she's just already a perfect figure in my opinion. And I knew ARTFX was already well known and it had a good reputation in terms of creating good anime figures, especially for like My Hero. I know it's the main go-to company to make My Hero merch, especially statue merch of My Hero. And there's also a lot of other ARTFX franchises that look very good. And honestly, I know I already mentioned it, but the balance of this figure is outstanding. Oh God, let me catch my breath. I am talking way too fast. Okay. I gotta breathe. As a man, I forget how to breathe sometimes. Okay, so again, the balance of this figure is insane. Mainly because most of the balance is actually in the center. So it's like right here, right in the center. I was actually worried that the balance would be off because of the rock on the side, especially with my turning table. but it's not. It's actually just perfect. Let me get the cable out, see if I could. Oh, goodness. Just gonna straighten the cable out. Come on. Okay, perfect. Kind of. But again, it looks just perfect overall. It's like it's insane. I actually never expected this good of detail. I'm actually speechless. And I think this type of pose is very good, especially for the character. Like, it's very reminiscent of the character. And then actually something that I haven't talked about is the inside of the packaging. It's actually very good. It's more than I expected, actually. So, how do I do this? Oh god, I don't want to break anything. So, okay, give me 1 second. Alright, so here is the packaging that comes inside of the figure. And honestly, I don't think it's bad. Quite surprised that it's really just a barren wasteland, which honestly, I don't mind at all. It's a nice little detail that they included this. I did not expect them to include any of this type of stuff, for sure. But it's just nice to have it, you know? And then just to kind of showcase it, it's very reminiscent of what the outside of the box is. It's a lot of just city debris in it, all that kind of stuff. And I think it does complement the figure a lot, especially because she is on a pile of rubble, for sure. Do I think it could have been a little more in terms of a better conceptual, kind of like putting it in a better concept for the background? Maybe, but again, we're not here for the background, we're here for the figure, and I think it complements the figure very well. Now, the lighting did change a little bit. I don't know why, actually. So, I mean, I don't know. I actually don't know. My settings didn't change. It probably is just because it's grabbing, it became a little more warm now. So, maybe it's because it's grabbing the background. So, but that's whatever. But again, this figure is absolutely perfect. I think it's completely worth it. And if I know RTFX figures go on sale quite often. So if you are a fan of the character of Mirko and would like to get this figure, I absolutely recommend it. So for my overall score, in terms of scale statues or scale figures, I give this an actual 10 out of 10. Which is something I don't normally do for figures, but that's normally articulated figures that have a lot more going on. But for scale figures, I think as long as the detail and quality of the figure is good, I think it deserves a perfect score. And then something I did note was the hair being more white than this figure right here. This one is kind of like creamy white, which is not that good, really, especially because the packaging doesn't have the creamy whiteness of the hair. But for this one, it's a whole different color from her bunny ears. Granted, the bunny ears are darker in terms of the fur as compared to the tail. So that might be an issue for some. It's not an issue for me, which is why I still give it a perfect 10 out of 10. Could there have been some better adjustments in terms of the coloring? I don't think so, because it looks perfect already, and all that kind of stuff. So overall, if you guys enjoy these type of videos, please let me know, and I'll definitely keep making them, especially, well, I will be making them throughout, but let me know what I could do better to kind of showcase the figure. I know it's towards the end of the video, but I would love to hear your own thoughts and everything about any scale figure that you have and what you would like to see out of a scale figure review before considering purchasing it, you know? So if you guys have any suggestions, please leave them down in the comments below. And besides that, I don't have much else to say. And so I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.